I just bought a bike to work on my fitness a little bit, so I just got back from a travel back and forth between two towns, and I just wanted to sit down with you and talk to you a little about some of my business travel tips. I'm Chris Brogan from Man on the Go. One of the things that I want to talk about is all the different things that I know about airport travel. For one, I can tell you this: use a carry-on bag if you can. It changes everything when you learn how not to check your bag. If you can use a carry-on like the Eagle Creek that I've shown you before, the opportunity is that you cut down something like 20 to 30 minutes of each trip by not having to wait to retrieve your stuff at baggage. Sometimes this gets blocked by the fact that overhead bins get full of everybody else using their carry-on, but hey, it's worth a gamble. Another is, if you're a bigger person like me, I have very broad shoulders, go for the window seat. You can tuck yourself in a little bit better and you don't get smashed by the food and drink carts the whole time. Another thing with regards to bringing food on, make sure you bring something that's dried, maybe like some of your own nuts, or bring some beef jerky. It'll cost a lot less. You can have a better sense of what's going to go into your bag than what they give you, and you can start to pick more nutritious things. No one's going to give you great food on a plane anymore except for maybe Virgin America in the US, but beyond that, really it's down to pretty much nuts and pretzels and things, except for those delicious biscotti that Delta gives you. So remember to do that. And if you can, I mean, if you want to grab airport food, there's a lot of better dining now in airports. Houston has some great places to eat. There's a few places I like eating in the airports. Philadelphia has kind of an interesting variety, especially of the things that you would expect of Philly. Other tips to tell you about for business travel, with regards to your bags and your carry-on and all that kind of stuff, make sure everything is sort of tested for how accessible everything is. There's nothing like trying to have to noodle around with all your junk in a small seat with the bag between your legs, with the other people beside you getting frustrated and that you're elbowing them. So maybe kind of play test that before you get onto the plane. Another is, if you can dare to wait just a little bit, if you subscribe to magazines, it cuts down a lot on the cost versus buying them at the newsstand. It's amazing the difference in savings. It's like 90% on several different magazines because they're just dying for the circulation numbers, at least in the US. So I found that that's one of those things that was eating up a lot of my money, was I'd buy a new magazine every trip, and I might buy 1 or 2 magazines every trip. When you're flying every 2 days and every trip includes a lot of layovers, you suddenly go through a lot of magazines. So these are some quick business trips. These are some of the things that I know to do a little differently. I'll give you some more of these as we go along. I'm Chris Brogan from Man on the Go.